And this control over towards A main is going to allow some of the other players on Leviatán to rotate off around the map, but they've given up tons of that mid control.
That's where the question marks lie. You can see just looking to contain. I mean, Demon 1, that's an early engagement that he's taking pretty much solo. Com still looking to hold down that ground, but he's being squeezed now. Putting him in a vice grip and still just absolutely dishing it out. Taking him off the server. 4v3 for G2.
Oh, and in classic G2 fashion, they are perfectly happy to pump the brakes.
Yeah.
50 seconds on the clock, and Valen is going to make Leviatán sweat. They knew that they had all of that mid control for free. Leaf still has his trip up over towards double doors as well, giving them great ideas that nobody on Leviatán has re-cleared that area of mid. They're now going back into the Vice setup.
And that's dangerous.
And the tank and Tex have the read, at least to some degree. And the tank now has peeled off a little bit, so a lot of this is going to be on Tex, former G2 player. Or at least with this roster when they were on the guard.
Yeah, it's going to be a triple jump over, no baiting it out, there's no time for it. Leaf having to stick this plant down, but already evens it up. 3 versus 3. And potentially even more. Tex is just absolutely ripping them to pieces. Yeah, Leaf knows it. I think he heard it Blossom. He's already holding the angle up, crouched up in position. You will not catch this guy unaware.
I love the teleport afterwards though, because if he'd missed the shot,
it would have been right into it.
That would not have helped. But Leaf, quick on the trigger. A really good read there from G2, playing that spread default, making sure that a nice little play from Leviatán goes unrewarded.
We've gone for a little bit more there. The exploration, no punished. Com shutting him down in his path. Still, there's no slowing down this one now. With 35 seconds left, G2 have to get a move on inside the smoke. King be playing spoiler to them. Only the one before the trade is instantaneous. And G2 are relentless.
Not ready yet.
Only Tex left alive. Visal in hand, no point investing.
Unless he opens it up. The barrel baits out the shot. Hello, Tex. Lovely with the movement. Oh, you might get into the consideration of using potentially some of it, but he's got a lot to clear. You can see him contacting, thinking, where could these players be? There's questions rattling, fake TPs, just aiming to bait him out. Seeing most of it jumping around, and he seems to have an inclination still to pull. Bit of safety, time being burnt off the clock, and now Tex has to force that issue. Valen! Shockies are going to go flying out as well, seeing if they can remove any of the difficulties, obstacles. Ult, lay it down, and there's some thorns for you. What a combination! Up and over, Jogamo's already deep into the site. He's got these early angles and line of sight. Com, drone to clear it forwards. Players are ahead of it, but damage done. Jogamo, I have to respect it.
And they're going back and clearing for art control as well. They've planted for art. So this is an area of the map that they can hold. They can give up that normal position towards backside.
He pinged out over the positioning, flashes in their face as Demon 1 be letting them know exactly where they stand. King steps up to the mark and deals with the challenge. That is Jogamo. Still, it's going even across the border now. That Cosmic Divide splits up the site. Still, it's on the wrong side of things. Spike, it's going to be accessible to a degree here. The pull going to be at least making a good go of it. But what's the next layer of things? There's a 2v4. Lev backs against the wall. You're forced into essentially to save again, if you even can you get out of dodge? Oh, it's Jonah P, excuse me. Still watching every angle of retreat. They've just legged. It's limping around, but still breathing.
And that allows Leaf to get much more bold over here towards A main. He knows he's not going to run into Demon 1. So can the attacking op now set up? The tank jumps through the flowers.
Open angles. Hit's not being covered right now, and there it is. King just pounces on the opportunity. This is the difference that they needed. Off the back of a mistake, just not covering that angle, but still, you have to be able to capitalize when they're handed to you.
30 seconds left.
It's a round that's finally looking like it will go the way of Lev. Time running short for G2. Contact plays are called. Making the moves now across onto the site, flash in through the back. That's why I set up though, still connecting, spam into the pit because they know that there's that potential weakness. Sees locking Valen down, but again, salvos just not quite landing. There's a dart and a re-clear. There's no way that G2 are going to be able to battle their way past this one still. It's a player advantage. Lev now might as well throw the kitchen sink at it. The cows are coming home. There's a Nightfall layered out all on top. A lot of sound cues cut away. It just comes down to the gunplay in the hands of these players. Lev, surely able to win the day. Cutting them up, winning the fights out, and not planted into that angle. Be looking to opt in, but salvos are used. Thorns out through the back here. Hard committal and a delayed play with a util pull. Slowing them all the way down. G2 looking to see if they can grapple their way into this, but it's into the firing line. Kill feed filling up entirely. Nice shade of blue still. You don't want to overextend into this one! Leaf, you monster! And the punish was in sight, backing away, cowering. The tank. Trying to put whatever he can in between him and the enemy. Lovely peek though, and a lovely shot on top of it. Horn up and over, Trent forced forwards. Spots out of positioning, and then now he's getting the chase and the move on, isolates it.
He's read the
down
flank.
to that fight. Definitely got the read onto it, a tap, baiting up on top of the wall!
Place where you'll see the tempo increase for G2 now that Jorg's at the front, man in the helm.
Just gives you those options, especially that Hunter's Fury in the hands of a few of them. A couple of pings and a couple of tags. Orders necessary. Com is toppled. King has to take risks now. Steps up and players lined up. Two taken away, straight from the fight. Clones in your face, flashed up, quick scopes in play. That is Lev.
They're about to have a massive clash over towards B.
You're seeing it. Plenty of bodies as well. Plenty of action where that came from. Flashes up and over the top as well. Still G2. The ones winning out. They got that player advantage. Nice and early. Calling it quits now. And Leviatán getting a bit of a move on.
And this was all supposed to drag them into Leaf's setup over here. He can get one, get out, and then you're going into the Vice Thorns as well, offering as many opportunities as possible. Leaf, though, has to evacuate there. Would have been suppressed, would have been vulnerable. But once again, G2 coming out with a really nice idea on the pistol rounds. Lev forced to react rather than run their own setups. They might be offered an opportunity, though, because there's still a three-player stack over on A. But could you believe it? Trent is still absolutely styling on Lev.
The aim just looking far too sublime. Backs away now. Plays a massive player advantage for the retake. Plan's still down though, committed by Com. Gonna have to reposition and barely gets away. There's a few stray bullets chasing him. Tex is in a cheeky position. Back hall's maybe not accounted for, but still you gotta think trades might be online. Flash, try and take that peek. Timings here. Com just the one, and Tex was dealt with. Hell of a task here for him, and chipping him away. Tap, tap with the pistols. Hold on. Hunter's Fury play. Trying to contest these A plays as well. It's just a little bit mistimed. I mean, firing this one off of that A main util still gets at least a bit of information, isn't it?
I think he was going for a player, anticipating it to be a little further back there.
Not entirely lost in terms of the value you could gain, and Leaf is perfectly willing to re-explore back up onto the line.
It's an interesting spot for the Vice wall over towards B, Brent.
Yeah.
Jonah's putting it a lot further forward than quite a lot of the other Vices.
But it's not being baited out regardless. It's still going to be staying up. It's a retake setup even at that, to be honest. I mean, a lot of stall, of course, but the flash is on the back wall for their team to get back into the B site.
They have pushed Leaf off the line. He's got quite a passive position right now over towards like dugout secret kind of area. He's got two opponents, and a tank and Tex would fall to a single shot. But if Demon 1's able to get in there close, he has that 150 armor. Might be able to hit a precise Vandal shot to open things up.
Trying to see if they can cook someone up. Force some respect out of him.
30 seconds
Spam,
left.
stray bullets, it's lead raining down, but no casualties. Plant tapped. They're waiting for the next layer of things. Just wondering if it's there. Leaf, what is that? Just absolutely tears them to pieces. In through the back. And King has got to step up.
10 seconds
Spike.
left.
Drop down, isolated, seconds remaining, forced to stick it away. Tex has to defend, faced
Player standing.
by just too damn much of the odds. Still is going to be swarm, jumping, peeking, tracking. Oh, the right clicks in hand. No room to breathe. Leviatán here. Exploration into mid G2. They're just going to walk about. Rewarded.
And it's so difficult. It's so difficult to react against G2 because you're running into that double sentinel utility.
Quick little bait at the wall. It's one of the first times we've actually seen it from Lev. Demon 1, dimensional drift. Has to be some level of value gain from this one here. Spotting out a few of these players. Trying to get the clearance down. Spots the two of them, so knows what they're pushed back into. Cosmic Divide splits it all the way up. They see the barrel though. They know exactly where Demon 1 is going to be placed. This is a rapid approach to get themselves back into it. Nightfall scatters, sound cues cut away, all to their own, all offloaded. But this is carnage into the final few moments. I have missed this one. Seen the players already squaring up, fighting each other. Flashes are collecting all sorts of value. Potentially! Jorgamo, what is that? What? Up in the sky. And sky high indeed, just removes two of them like an angel of death. And Jonah P can't even be removed, man. Backup and reinforcements arriving to collect up the stragglers right from behind. Still Spike dropped down and Tex has chances, opportunities. Does he know that Leaf is there? Spike picked up, Spike picked up, he gotta know. Flash up and over, dodging, drifting, the movement is all over the place. It's a team flash, he self-blinds himself for God's sake.
He flashed both of them so that he could escape. And he's away like I was going to say a thief in the night, but a thief in broad daylight.
Yeah.
In the full light of the sun.
It's hard to see when you're staring straight at it. Tex drifting around now.
If there is any justice in the world, Tex will win this round.
Turrets. You're forcing the issue, man. Just flying overhead. Players moving away from their positions, and now going to be delayed to try and get this util out and over. Showstopper through into spawn, and it just wraps around. Brings Tex down to the grave.
The only player that could have really stopped this. Oh, Com going for a swing. I was going to say the only player that could have really stopped this was Natank, because he's also got his Razor online.
I'm going fast, man.
They are pushing.
Yeah, Breach ult. Scattering these players around, trying to knock them around like bowling pins. Rocket straight through the door. This is Anarchy in action. And Trent's going to try and lock this one down himself. Steel Garden now overlaid on top. Guns and weaponry still alive and kicking in the hands of few of these players, but Com is a one-man army. He's taking it over. Hunter's Fury is earned. Now being used to see if they can cleave away into the side. Jorgamo nowhere to stand. And safety, not really an option there for Leaf.
King space.
Oh, no way. Absolutely no chance. Com's trying to get mid-round info with his drone, and they just aftershock him.
Salvo is still online. You can't use the lockdown at the moment.
Tex might want to go for this anyway. Just throw it out, man. He's been holding it in his back pocket for the longest time possible. There's a timing to be taken. Jorgamo trying to go for this one. Plant is down. Salvo's going to be used to try and force this fight. Not for the lockdown. You haven't dealt with that. Brimstone ultimate offline. Leaf still taken away. Two of the players of Leviatán. He claims that space despite the fact that he is detained. Everybody up and top and over into tower. The molly will shut them out. Seal them out of the picture, trying to step up to it, but that is a brave challenge indeed. Demon 1, he's forged in these fires, and he's going to try and make the moves himself! No way! It's got to run dry.
Well, it doesn't look like it yet.
No. Going to be punished for it. Here it is, fast. Off the rim, Jorgamo, oh my god, man! It's a casualty of the friendly fire, but he's still alive and kicking. Up and over the top.
Spike's gone down on the south side, by the way, Brent.
Put the squeeze, though, on either side, just seeing if they can rip away, tear away any sort of semblance of map control from these players. We're going to be trying to take these fights, overlaying the smokes.
Jorgamo got ult. He got ult.
And here it is, Showstopper in his hands! Up close, but his rifle's doing the work! And Texas sprayed them all down!
Attacker spawn.
1 minute left in the round, by the way, and it's down to that 1v1, just spotting themselves barely a thread to work with. There is no slowing this down.
A final player left for G2 that pushes him over the line.
That's a nice one. Tank, though, quickly accosted onto the position, swinging around here. Com's still there, he wants to go for a bite of the apple. Push back and away over the aftershock. Demon 1 creeping and crawling off from the side. That raw aim on display for but a moment before he's put in his grave. And across the zip lines, whee! Leaf can be looking to rejoin his team, his teammate.
They have to cross King's sideline.
And they're way open to it. Not anticipating that these players could be there. This is a bit of a weird round, topsy-turvy.
This is one of the rounds, though, that showcases the quality of Leviatán. Oh, and the read on this. They're already clearing arcade. The slower Leaf goes, the more chance. But they're instead going under tunnel.
Are they going to hear that?
No, you can barely hear the zip on this map. If you've got the hearing of a dog.
Do they realize he's got the spike? Why are they triple holding for tunnel?
I mean, I got to assume that they...
Okay, they've got players in through main.
Yeah,
looks like they were
30
overlapped.
seconds left.
Does Leaf have a chance of being able to win this one? It would be absolutely gutting if he did. This is another one of those scenarios on an eco where Lev have got to convert the 3v1.
They got the weapons.
Leaf gave him a run on it last time, though.
He did.
And he's got the Vice ult again. Same kind of situation as before.
didn't anticipate him to be playing a bit more forwards, honestly. A 1v3.
It is actually a common 1vx spot to play over towards Dish here. And you try to catch one as they go towards site.
Yeah, it is an open plant. That. Swarming together though, pack mentality. Backs to the wall though! And nobody anticipating it, still guarded and offloaded, and why not? Rip the guns away, King. Forced down to the secondary, sidearms, and sidesteps the bullets.
Pace to begin.
Just a jiggle. Gonna be hearing the drone at this point though. Doesn't trigger the fault line. It's being held by King, and you're gonna see a play being made themselves. Luckily, quick evacuation and backing out of there.
They're very aware of Leaf trying to come around the other side, but Leaf's going to go for a late backstab. He does not have a good weapon to be able to take this peak.
Very interesting smoke as well, just over to the top of things here. It's split up the site entirely. It's G2 zone, and Leaf is just taking pot shots, peeking up and over here. Grimald in through the back, spraying and praying. Sometimes you need a bit of divine intervention.
How has Leaf got 2 with a stinger in this spot? How has he got 3?
There's no way, man, you're forcing the issue to this degree. Pressure pushed and mounting onto Jonah P. And Trent left alone into it. That is reaction times at work. Salvos in his hand. Peace of mind granted. Opens the door. Playing a bit of mind games. Demon 1 diffusing, sticking half onto the board. That gives him win cons to play himself out of this one. Knows the shot's fired!
Through Dish.
I mean, brave.
And unusual.
Yeah, and the play just trying to take space out from drop. Smoke's going to be dropped down as well to cut up most of the site. And hello,
Full
Satchel play.
offsite. Full offsite.
What is the play for this?
They have Aftershock, they have 2 shocks, they have Brim Molly as well. They've got lineups for everything.
Very interesting.
This is a weird round.
And they've just left the tank on the site. Soul utility going to be in the hands of this one, but when you remove the first obstacle that is the tank, they know it's already kicking. Nanoswarm's going to be drifting over. Can they get their heads onto the mollies that are going to be flying
Look at
swiftly
Texas flank.
over the
Look
top?
at Texas flank.
There's another one.
They read it.
Juggernaut with half. They've read the flank, and he's going to pay for his life with it, but he has brought that win con for his team into the pistol. Now the classics in hand. Tap, tap. There they go. Drifting down and away. They have the shock. Just in time. It's narrowly there. Revealed up to the world. Can he even get this one, Trent? Just trying his hardest, man. Going for the peak. Hoping to be rewarded. It's a drone now for the mid-round information.
Body blocked.
Gets it though. Those are those players occupying out towards A main. That was a big question mark. Now they want to offload it. Okay, breach hole. Here's the go button and an aftershock in your face. Good luck dealing with that. The tank wasn't long for the world.
Oh, Tex had a free kill. Went back for it, double dipped. Gets rewarded.
Straight up and over as well.
Small comms issue there from Trent. He didn't realize that the wall had been tripped at Dish.
Just waiting for these players to try and contact back into him. Demon 1. Wrap it again.
It's time for Jorgamo to go for the rotate. He's the one with the showstopper. He's the one with the power to shut down an attacking round.
They're going into Leaf, man. He is hard committed into that corner. Not knowing where he's going to be peeked from, and a delayed peek at that. Demon 1 eventually deals with him. Showstopper. The wall of fire and brimstone and fury at your feet. And targets acquired. Valen left into that 1v1 versus Tex. And let's see it happening in real time. Splits all across the map right now. 30 seconds remaining roughly into this round to work with. Hunter's Fury trying to clear that way. Oh my god, he's waded right into it. Bit of flash into his face. Can he avoid most of this here? Fault line off into the corner. Salvos seeking to at least defend by a bit of time here for Leaf. Not going to be even using it for that plant denial lockdown.
The Brimlock was
used.
used.
Get themselves in. It was indeed, and still sidestepping, tiptoeing into the site. Rifles in the hands of these few players. Chaos needs to be played towards. Pandemonium maybe that can pave the way, but King sticking that plant down, and it opens up these fights. Isolated. There's no help in sight. Armageddon now. There is no sidestepping that. And Tex, the momentous task!
Committed to the B hit yet. They could be going back and re-clearing spawn. So you see Trent not make the mistake, not overstep.
Breaks it. Fault line though, Hunter's Fury on top of it, but just doing a bit of friendly fire damage. Trent dodging, weaving, drifting away. It's a wasted ult at that.
It's pulled 3 players over towards A. Is King now going to call a re-hit on B? Tex has taken some space, but he's going to find a vice wall in his face. It's not bad IGL in here from King. He's created a weak site to hit. Only 2 players home, and King catches the back of Jorg.
Jordan was back open. As much as the communication has been good, gaps in the planar setup, Jordan did not know that he was open to it. Still slowed down. There's 25 seconds left here, Josh. Still, Leaf trying to be that playmaker. Drifted in and out, up top of tower, just spotting the shoulders. This util flying forwards. Counter spam is ordered. It's Trent and Valen, they're saving the day for him, and Leviatán pushed to the brink and pushed back entirely.